In the wild heart of Africa, as the first golden rays of sunlight pierce the horizon, a silent war begins anew. The savanna awakens, its vastness stretching endlessly beneath a sky painted with the promise of both hope and danger. This is a world of breathtaking beauty and unforgiving reality, where every creature is bound by the unyielding law of survival. Here, the stakes are absolute, life or death, feast or famine. Beneath the endless sky, powerful predators and vigilant prey are locked in an ancient, intricate dance. Every movement, every breath, is a calculated risk in this relentless contest. The lion pride, regal and formidable, surveys the plains with unwavering focus. Their golden eyes miss nothing, reading the subtle language of the grass and wind for any sign of opportunity or threat. In the shadows, a solitary leopard melts into the dappled light of a marula tree. With unmatched patience, it becomes nearly invisible, every muscle coiled for the perfect moment to strike, a master of stealth and surprise. This is not merely a struggle for a single meal. It is a battle for legacy, a test of strength, intelligence, and endurance that has shaped these apex predators for millennia. Every animal, from the towering elephant to the nimble meerkat, plays a vital role in this complex web of life. Each species is both participant and witness to the daily drama that unfolds. The rules are stark and simple: find food, avoid becoming food, and ensure the survival of your bloodline. Every day is a new chapter in the story of existence. For the hunters, life is a ceaseless quest for opportunity. Every sense is sharpened, every step measured, as they stalk the savanna in search of the weak, the unwary, or the isolated. A single moment of distraction, a misstep, or a young animal venturing too far from its mother can tip the balance, turning hunter into hunted, and the vulnerable into a meal. For the hunted, life is a state of constant vigilance. Every shadow, every sound could signal the approach of death. A subtle shift in the grass, a strange scent on the breeze, or the sudden flight of birds can trigger a stampede, an instinctive response honed by generations of survival. But the ultimate contest is not only between predator and prey. It is a fierce rivalry between the hunters themselves, lions and leopards, each vying for dominance in overlapping territories. These confrontations are intense, often violent, as each predator defends its hard-won meal or territory from rivals and opportunists. The lion, crowned king of the savanna, must constantly assert his dominance, roaring to announce his presence, patrolling the boundaries of his realm and fending off challengers. The leopard, smaller but supremely agile, relies on stealth and strength. It drags its kill high into the trees, out of reach of lions and hyenas, defending its prize with ferocious determination. These rivalries erupt in explosive violence, claws and teeth flashing, the air thick with the scent of blood and dust. Victory means survival. Defeat can mean exile or death. The spoils of victory are everything: food to sustain the body, territory to ensure safety, and the right to pass on powerful genes to the next generation. It is a relentless competition, where only the strongest, smartest, and most adaptable can hope to thrive. Every hunt, every encounter is a test of skill and will. The stage for this epic contest is a land of extremes, where the environment itself is both adversary and ally. The African savanna can transform from a paradise of lush grasses and abundant water to a harsh, unforgiving wasteland in a matter of weeks. The rhythm of life is dictated by the rains and the relentless sun. During the long, dry seasons, the earth cracks and thirst deepens. Animals must journey across vast distances, following ancient migration routes in search of a single life-saving drink. At times, lightning ignites wildfires that sweep across the plains, consuming everything in their path. The land is scarred, but the cycle of destruction and renewal is essential to the savanna's survival. Yet life is resilient. After the flames, new growth emerges, and the animals return, drawn by the promise of fresh grazing and the hope of another day. These challenges have forged some of the most remarkable survivors on Earth. Each animal, from the mighty lion to the elusive leopard, has evolved unique strategies, strength, stealth, intelligence, and cooperation, to endure and triumph in this ultimate game of survival. The African savanna is a stage for some of the most skilled and formidable hunters on Earth. Among them, lions and leopards stand out, not just for their power and beauty, but for their contrasting hunting techniques and the intense rivalries that shape their lives. At the top of the food chain, the lion is unique among big cats for its social structure. Living in prides, lions rely on cooperation and coordination to hunt and defend their territory. Prides are close-knit families, usually led by related lionesses and their cubs, with one or two dominant males. These bonds are crucial for their survival and success as hunters. Lionesses are the pride's primary hunters. They use teamwork and silent communication, often spreading out to encircle herds and drive prey toward hidden ambushes. Their hunts are meticulously planned, with each lioness playing a specific role. Some drive, others wait in ambush. This level of coordination allows them to take down large, dangerous prey such as buffalo, which would be impossible for a single lion to subdue. After a successful hunt, the dominant male often claims the first share of the kill, using his size and strength to assert his authority. His presence also deters scavengers and rival predators. The male's thunderous roar and scent marking are not just displays of power, they are warnings to rivals, including leopards, to stay away from his domain. In contrast, the leopard is a solitary and elusive hunter, relying on stealth, patience, and adaptability. Unlike lions, leopards avoid direct confrontation, preferring to hunt alone and under the cover of darkness or dense vegetation. The leopard's spotted coat is a masterpiece of camouflage, allowing it to vanish into the shadows and approach prey undetected. It uses the landscape, rocks, trees, and tall grass to its advantage, moving with calculated precision. A leopard's hunt is a test of patience. It may spend hours tracking and stalking, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. When it attacks, it relies on a sudden, explosive burst of speed and power, aiming to catch its prey off guard. Once a kill is made, the leopard's strength is on full display. It drags its prey, sometimes twice its own weight, up into the branches of a tree, out of reach of lions and hyenas. This arboreal strategy is essential for survival. By feeding high above the ground, the leopard protects its hard-earned meal from the ever-present threat of scavengers and larger predators. Leopards are masters of adaptation, thriving in a variety of habitats, from open savanna to dense woodland and rocky hills. This flexibility allows them to exploit opportunities and avoid direct competition with lions. Despite their differences, lions and leopards often find themselves in direct competition. Both target similar prey, and encounters can be tense and dangerous. If a lion pride discovers a leopard's kill, the leopard will usually abandon it rather than risk a deadly confrontation. Lions, with their numbers and strength, dominate open ground and will not hesitate to chase leopards away from a fresh kill. Leopards, in turn, rely on agility and cunning to escape, often retreating up trees or into thick cover. These rivalries shape the daily lives of both species. While lions rule through strength and cooperation, leopards survive through stealth, adaptability, and a remarkable ability to avoid direct conflict. In the end, both lions and leopards are supreme hunters, each perfectly adapted to their own style of survival. Their ongoing contest for dominance and resources is a testament to the complexity and drama of life on the African savanna. On the African plains, survival is a daily challenge, demanding a remarkable array of adaptations and strategies from every creature that calls this land home. The African elephant, the largest land animal on Earth, is a master of endurance and resourcefulness. Its immense size is a formidable deterrent to predators, but its survival depends on much more than bulk alone. Elephants live in tightly bonded matriarchal herds, where each member plays a role in the group's safety and cohesion. The matriarch, often decades old, leads with wisdom, guiding her family to water and food sources remembered from years past. Their daily routines revolve around movement, traveling vast distances to find sustenance, resting in the shade during the hottest hours, and always remaining vigilant for threats. Water is life on the savanna. The matriarch's memory of hidden waterholes can mean the difference between survival and disaster during the dry season. When danger approaches, elephants form a living fortress encircling their young and presenting a wall of tusks and sheer strength. Their unity and communication are their greatest shields. Elephants communicate through deep rumbles and subtle gestures, sending messages across miles, warnings, reassurances, and calls for help that bind the herd together. The giraffe, another icon of the savanna, has evolved a very different set of survival tactics. Its extraordinary height allows it to browse leaves beyond the reach of other herbivores, reducing competition for food. With a vantage point up to 18 feet above the ground, giraffes are the sentinels of the plains, their keen eyesight detecting movement from miles away. When a giraffe snaps to attention, other animals take notice. Its sudden vigilance is often the first sign of a lurking predator, triggering a ripple of alertness through the herds of zebras and wildebeest. Though graceful, giraffes are not defenseless. A single kick from their powerful legs can shatter a lion's jaw or even kill outright, making them a risky target for any hunter. When escape is the best option, giraffes can sprint at nearly 37 miles per hour, their long strides carrying them swiftly away from danger. For African buffalo and plains zebras, survival is a collective effort. Both species rely on the safety of numbers, their herds acting as living shields against predators. Buffalo, weighing up to 2,000 pounds, are renowned for their unpredictable nature and formidable strength. Their daily routines include grazing, wallowing in mud to deter parasites, and keeping a constant lookout for threats. When lions attack, buffalo respond with remarkable coordination, forming a defensive wall and placing their most vulnerable members at the center. Their horns and hooves become weapons, and their unity can turn the tide against even the fiercest predators. Buffalo are fiercely protective, known to charge en masse to rescue a fallen comrade, sometimes even turning the tables on their attackers. Zebras, too, depend on the herd for survival. Their daily life is a balance of grazing, vigilance, and movement, always staying close to one another. The swirling mass of black and white stripes confuses predators, making it nearly impossible to single out an individual during a chase. This dazzling display is a powerful defense against the coordinated attacks of lions and leopards. Recent studies reveal another benefit. Zebra stripes disrupt the vision of biting flies, reducing the risk of disease and irritation, an adaptation crucial for survival in the insect-rich savanna. These species often intermingle, forming vast multi-species herds. Their combined senses, keen sight, sharp hearing, and acute smell, create a formidable early warning system against predators. The savanna is a tapestry of interdependence. Elephants, giraffes, buffalo, and zebras share resources and information, their interactions shaping the rhythm of life on these plains. The sharp eyes of a giraffe, the twitching ears of a zebra, the alarm calls of birds, and the nervous chatter of monkeys all contribute to a complex, shared security network. The wisdom of an elephant matriarch benefits not just her herd, but all who follow her lead. Her knowledge of water and safe passage is a lifeline for many. This intricate web of cooperation and adaptation is as vital as horns, hooves, or speed. Each species, through its unique tactics and daily routines, contributes to the survival of the whole. In this challenging world, the art of staying alive is a story of resilience, intelligence, and the profound interconnectedness of life on the African plains. The African savanna is a living tapestry woven from the intricate survival strategies of its most iconic animals. Here, every species has evolved unique adaptations to thrive in a landscape of extremes, where searing heat, sudden storms and fierce competition shape the rules of life. Among the birds, the secretary bird stands out for its remarkable hunting prowess. This long-legged predator covers vast distances each day, striding up to 18 miles in search of prey, its keen eyesight detecting the slightest rustle in the grass. Its diet is as varied as the savanna itself, ranging from insects and lizards to venomous snakes, which it dispatches with precision. Rather than relying on its beak, the secretary bird wields a devastating kick, capable of breaking bones and stunning even the most dangerous serpents. Each stomp delivers a force 5 times its own body weight, a lethal adaptation honed by generations of survival. This ground hunting technique makes the secretary bird a formidable predator, perfectly suited to the open grasslands. When the hunt is over, another specialist arrives, the vulture, nature's tireless cleaner. The white-backed vulture is equipped for a life of scavenging with a featherless head that allows it to reach deep into carcasses without fouling its plumage. This adaptation is more than just practical. It's essential for hygiene, reducing the risk of infection as the vulture feeds. Inside, the vulture's stomach is a fortress filled with acid strong enough to neutralize deadly pathogens like anthrax and cholera, halting the spread of disease across the plains. By consuming what others leave behind, vultures act as the savanna's immune system, keeping the ecosystem in balance. Their presence is vital, ensuring that life can flourish in the wake of death. The black kite, meanwhile, is a master opportunist, thriving in the chaos of the savanna. With a wingspan stretching 5 feet, it soars effortlessly, its sharp eyes searching for the slightest movement below. During wildfires, the black kite's adaptability shines. Smoke and flames flush out rodents and lizards, providing a feast for this agile hunter. It swoops through the smoky air, plucking up prey with astonishing precision. Incredibly, some black kites have been observed spreading fire intentionally, carrying burning sticks to new areas to flush out even more prey. A rare example of tool use among birds. For the black kite, disaster is simply another opportunity for survival. Yet the savanna's most celebrated specialists are its great cats, lions and leopards, each with their own extraordinary adaptations. Lions, the only truly social big cats, have evolved to hunt cooperatively. Their tawny coats blend seamlessly with the grass, and their muscular bodies are built for explosive bursts of speed. Working as a team, lionesses use silent signals and strategic positioning to outflank prey, while cubs observe and learn the tactics that will one day ensure their own survival. Their acute senses, keen eyesight, sensitive whiskers, and a sense of smell that can detect prey from miles away, make them formidable hunters. The leopard, in contrast, is a solitary master of stealth. Its rosette-patterned coat provides perfect camouflage in the dappled light of trees and thickets. With powerful limbs and unmatched agility, the leopard can haul prey twice its own weight into the safety of the treetops, away from scavengers and rival predators. Its night vision is exceptional, allowing it to hunt under cover of darkness when most animals are at their most vulnerable. From the secretary bird's lethal stomp to the lion's teamwork and the leopard's solitary cunning, each adaptation is a testament to the relentless drive for survival on the savanna. Yet even these specialists face mounting threats. Habitat loss, human encroachment, and dwindling prey numbers put their future at risk. A 2024 report from the IUCN revealed that the secretary bird population is now down to only around 6,700 mature individuals. Lions and leopards, too, are increasingly vulnerable, a stark reminder that even the most ingenious survivors depend on the health of their home. The African savanna is a living stage where every creature, giant, guardian or gang, plays a vital role in the ecosystem. While lions and leopards are the apex predators, their lives are deeply intertwined with the other remarkable inhabitants of these grasslands. The rhinoceros, a living relic from a prehistoric era, is one of the savanna's true giants. Weighing up to 5,000 pounds, this formidable herbivore is rarely threatened by even the most ambitious lion pride or solitary leopard. Its horn, made of densely packed keratin, is both a weapon and a shield. When a rhino charges, it can reach speeds over 30 miles per hour, deterring predators and protecting its territory. Lions and leopards, aware of the rhino's power, rarely risk a direct confrontation, instead focusing on more vulnerable prey. In the rivers and waterholes, the hippopotamus reigns supreme. By day, hippos submerge themselves to escape the heat, and by night they graze on land, sometimes crossing paths with lions on the prowl. Despite being herbivores, hippos are fiercely territorial and aggressive. Their massive jaws can open to 150 degrees, revealing canine teeth up to 20 inches long. Even lions, the so-called kings, give hippos a wide berth at water's edge, knowing that a single charge can be fatal. Hippos are the guardians of their aquatic domains, shaping the ecosystem by creating channels and pools that benefit countless other species. Their presence influences where lions and leopards hunt, as predators must adapt to the hippo's dominance near water. Shifting from giants to gangs, the meerkat mob is a masterclass in social cooperation. Living in groups of up to 40, meerkats rely on teamwork to survive in a world filled with threats, including leopards and other carnivores. While most of the mob forages for insects and small reptiles, sentinels stand guard scanning for danger. If a leopard is spotted, a sharp alarm call sends the entire group dashing for the safety of their burrows, foiling the predator's ambush. Other social creatures, like the black-backed jackal, also play a crucial role. Jackals are clever omnivores, using their keen senses to detect both prey and predators. They often follow lions and leopards, scavenging leftovers or alerting the savanna to the presence of big cats with their calls. The interactions between these giants, guardians and gangs create a dynamic balance. Rhinos and hippos shape the landscape, influencing where predators hunt. Meerkats and jackals, through vigilance and communication, help maintain the delicate web of life, often outsmarting the big cats or benefiting from their presence. In this epic survival showdown, every animal, whether a massive rhino, a territorial hippo, a vigilant meerkat, or a resourceful jackal, contributes to the rich tapestry of the savanna. Their interactions with lions and leopards are a testament to the complexity and resilience of this extraordinary ecosystem. Life in Africa is dictated by the rhythm of wet and dry seasons. For apex predators like lions and leopards, these cycles are a test of endurance, adaptability, and instinct. When the rains stop and a drought takes hold, the vibrant green savanna turns to a dusty golden brown. Shade becomes precious, and every movement is calculated to conserve energy. Waterholes shrink and disappear, and the land becomes hard and unforgiving. Lions and leopards must travel farther and riskier routes to find even a sip of water. This is a time of great trial for all animals. For big cats, conserving energy is as vital as finding food. Herds must travel enormous distances, following ancient instincts and the memories of their leaders to find the last remaining sources of food and water. Lions and leopards shadow these migrations, timing their hunts with the movement of prey. Giraffes, with their long strides, can cover tens of miles a day, while lions and leopards must balance the need to move with the risk of overheating. Vast herds of elephants follow their matriarchs along paths their ancestors have walked for generations. Lions and leopards often use these same trails, drawn by the promise of prey and the rare waterholes elephants uncover. Drought makes every animal more vulnerable. Even the strongest predators feel the strain, as hunger and thirst sap their strength. Weakened by hunger and thirst, prey animals are easier targets for predators. But the hunt is still a gamble. Every failed attempt wastes precious energy. Predators also struggle as their hunting grounds become more barren. The scarcity of prey forces lions and leopards to expand their territories, risking dangerous encounters with rivals. The competition for resources becomes incredibly fierce. Waterholes become arenas of tension, where every approach is fraught with risk. Fights break out at crowded waterholes, where hippos aggressively defend their shrinking pools, and even apex predators must yield to brute force. Thirsty elephants assert their dominance, forcing lions and leopards to wait for their chance or risk injury. The dry, brittle landscape also brings another danger: fire. For lions and leopards, the scent of smoke means immediate threat and opportunity. A single lightning strike can ignite the parched grass, sending flames racing across the plains. In an instant, a raging wildfire can sweep across hundreds of square miles, forcing all creatures to flee or perish. The landscape is transformed into a sea of flames, and survival depends on speed, awareness, and luck. For many animals, the sight of smoke on the horizon is a signal to flee. Lions and leopards must guide their young to safety, often through chaos and confusion. The ground trembles as herds stampede away from the approaching inferno, and predators must navigate the chaos to avoid being trampled. However, some animals have learned to use the fire to their advantage. Lions and leopards wait at the fire's edge, ready to ambush prey flushed from cover. As mentioned, birds like the black kite soar above the flames, while big cats keep a watchful eye on both sky and ground. Both birds and predators feast on the small creatures trying to escape, seizing rare opportunities in the chaos. After the fire has passed, the land is a blackened wasteland of ash and charcoal. Lions and leopards must adapt quickly, searching for new hunting grounds and water. But even in this devastation, there is opportunity. The first signs of life attract both prey and predator. Secretary birds find hunting much easier on the open, burnt ground, and so do lions and leopards, who can spot prey more easily in the absence of cover. Elephant mothers have been seen soothing their calves' wounds with the soft ash. Lions and leopards, too, may roll in the ash to cool irritated skin and mask their scent. The fire, though destructive, is also a force of renewal. New growth emerges quickly, drawing herbivores, and with them the predators, back to the plains. The ash fertilizes the soil, setting the stage for a burst of life. When the rains finally return, new green shoots of grass sprout from the enriched earth, more vibrant than before. Lions and leopards are among the first to reclaim their territories. The great herds follow the green flush, and predators follow the herds, the cycle of survival renewed. Life returns to the plains with astonishing speed, and the savanna teems with activity once more. This cycle of drought, fire, and rebirth is a powerful force that has shaped the African ecosystem for millennia. Lions and leopards have evolved to survive its extremes, their lives a testament to resilience. It is a harsh and brutal process, demanding the utmost from every creature. But it is essential for the health of the savanna, ensuring that the land remains dynamic and full of life. For lions and leopards, survival in this land of fire and drought is not just a challenge, it's a way of life, woven into the very fabric of the African wilderness. Far to the south of Africa lies a continent of unimaginable cold and ice, Antarctica, but cold, harsh environments are not limited to the polar extremes. Across the globe, from the frozen deserts of the south to the frostbitten savannas of Africa's winter, life finds a way to endure. These are the harshest environments on Earth, places where temperatures can plummet to extremes, and survival demands extraordinary adaptation. In Antarctica, the frozen desert stretches for millions of square miles, while in Africa, the dry season brings biting cold nights and scarce resources. Fierce katabatic winds sweep across the Antarctic, while on the African plains, chilling winds and plunging temperatures test the resilience of every creature. It seems impossible that anything could survive here, yet both the icy south and the wintry savanna are home to unique and wonderfully adapted communities of animals. Their survival is a testament to the power of evolution in the face of extreme adversity. Each species has developed remarkable strategies to endure the cold. The most iconic resident of Antarctica is the penguin, while in Africa the lion reigns as king, even when the temperature drops. Emperor penguins are masters of endurance, braving the Antarctic winter. Lions, too, have adapted to survive cold nights, relying on social bonds and thick fur to retain warmth. During the harshest months, emperor penguin males incubate their eggs atop their feet, shielded by a brood pouch. Lionesses nurture their young, grooming and huddling to share precious heat. Special adaptations like the penguin's brood pouch or the leopard's ability to find shelter and conserve energy are vital for survival. To survive the cold and wind, emperor penguins huddle in massive groups, constantly shuffling for warmth. Lions, too, form tight-knit groups, sharing body heat through the long, cold nights. Where there is life, there are always predators. In Antarctica, penguins must watch for lurking leopard seals. On the savanna, leopards use the cover of cold, misty mornings to hunt. The leopard seal is the apex predator of the Antarctic pack ice. In Africa, the leopard's stealth and adaptability make it a formidable hunter, even in the cold. Both predators rely on power and patience, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Whether beneath the ice or hidden in the grass, survival depends on stealth, strength, and the ability to endure the elements. Adaptations extend beyond hunting. Leopard seals filter krill with specialized teeth, while leopards conserve energy and moisture during cold, dry spells. Sleek, powerful bodies make both the leopard seal and the leopard formidable hunters in their respective frozen worlds. Other species have their own strategies. Lions and leopards, though rivals, share the ability to adapt to the cold, each finding shelter and warmth in their own way. The Weddell seal dives deep beneath the ice, while lions seek out sheltered thickets and rocky outcrops to escape the wind. To survive, Weddell seals maintain breathing holes in the ice. Lions dig shallow beds in the earth, insulating themselves from the cold ground. Even the great whales and antelope must adapt, timing their migrations and movements to the changing seasons and temperatures. In both worlds, cooperation is key. Killer whales hunt in pods, while lions rely on teamwork to bring down prey, especially when the cold saps their strength. From the huddling penguin to the deep-diving seal, from the resilient lion to the stealthy leopard, each animal has found a remarkable way to conquer the cold and thrive in these beautiful but unforgiving frozen worlds. Across the vast African plains, the lives of lions and leopards are woven into a complex tapestry of survival, competition, and adaptation. For all their power and evolutionary brilliance, these apex predators now find themselves at the mercy of a rapidly changing world. The environment they depend on is shifting beneath their feet. Prolonged droughts, unpredictable rainfall, and the encroachment of invasive plant species are transforming once fertile hunting grounds into barren wastelands. As habitats fragment, the delicate balance between predator and prey is disrupted. Lions and leopards are forced into closer proximity, intensifying competition for dwindling resources. With prey populations declining due to habitat loss and environmental stress, every hunt becomes a high-stakes gamble. The overlap in their territories leads to more frequent confrontations, each encounter a test of strength, strategy, and survival. The scarcity of food forces both lions and leopards to adapt their hunting techniques and diets. Lions, once reliant on large prey, now target smaller animals, while leopards become even more opportunistic, risking dangerous encounters to secure a meal. The next generation faces an even harsher reality. Cubs must learn to survive in a world where safe havens are vanishing, and the threat of starvation or predation looms larger than ever. Every decision, where to hunt, when to rest, how to avoid rivals, carries life or death consequences. The margin for error is razor thin. The evidence of this struggle is written across the land, tracks in the dust, the remains of failed hunts and the ever-present tension in the air. As the ecosystem teeters on the brink, the fate of lions and leopards is inseparable from the health of their environment. Each species relies on the other to maintain the balance. Too many lions and prey vanish. Too few leopards and the web of life unravels in unexpected ways. The intricate connections between predators, prey, and the land itself are easily overlooked, yet they are the foundation of the savanna's resilience. Disrupt one link, and the entire system is at risk. In this world on a knife edge, every storm, every drought, every shift in the wind can tip the balance. The survival of lions and leopards and the entire ecosystem depends on the fragile harmony that has evolved over millennia. The future of these magnificent animals hangs in the balance. Their fate is a reflection of the ecosystem's health, a world where every life, every moment, and every decision matters more than ever before. From the sun-scorched plains of Africa to the frozen wastes of Antarctica, we have witnessed stories of incredible struggle, ingenuity, and survival. We have seen the power of a lion pride, the stealth of a leopard, and the breathtaking speed of a cheetah. We have marveled at the teamwork of meerkats, the resilience of elephants, and the specialized genius of the secretary bird. In the far south, we have been humbled by the endurance of the emperor penguin and the power of the leopard seal. These animals are not just characters in a story, they are a vital part of the intricate web of life on our planet. Each one plays a crucial role in its ecosystem. Predators like lions and leopards are the guardians of balance, shaping the destiny of the savanna. Their presence ensures that herbivore populations remain healthy and the grasslands thrive. Scavengers like vultures prevent the spread of disease, completing the cycle of life. In Antarctica, the cycle of life revolving around krill supports some of the largest creatures the world has ever known. When we lose one of these species, the entire system is weakened. Imagine a world without the thunderous roar of a lion or the elusive shadow of a leopard slipping through the dusk. A world where the determined huddle of penguins is only a memory. The threats these animals face, habitat loss, climate change, poaching, are immense, and they are challenges that we have created. But just as we are the source of the problem, we can also be the source of the solution. Protecting these animals is a great responsibility, but it is one we must accept. For lions and leopards, the future hangs in the balance. Their numbers are dwindling, their territories shrinking, and their ancient rivalries now play out on ever narrower stages. Cubs born into the wild face a world of uncertainty, where every day is a test of survival. The tracks of lions and leopards crisscross the land, silent reminders of their enduring presence and the fragile hope for their future. Preserving their habitats is not just about saving individual animals, it is about safeguarding the very heart of the wild. Every stretch of savanna, every patch of woodland, every riverbank is a sanctuary for life. When we protect these places, we protect the legacy of the lion and the leopard and the countless other species that share their world. Conservation is a promise to defend the wild against the pressures of a changing world. It means setting aside vast areas of land as protected national parks and reserves. It means restoring damaged landscapes, reconnecting fragmented habitats, and ensuring that the great migrations and ancient hunting grounds remain unbroken. It means fighting the illegal wildlife trade and making tough choices to reduce our impact on the global climate. This is our planet, and these are our fellow inhabitants. The fate of lions and leopards is entwined with the fate of the wild places they call home. Their survival is a measure of our commitment to the natural world. By helping to protect them, we are also protecting the natural world that sustains us all. We must be the guardians of their habitats, the champions of their survival, and the voice for those who cannot speak. The epic showdown for survival continues every day in the wild, but the ultimate fate of these magnificent creatures now rests in our hands. It is a promise we must make to them and to the generations that will follow us. The future of the wild is not yet written. Let us ensure that the story of lions and leopards and all who share their world continues for centuries to come. As the last golden rays of sunlight fade from the savanna, a new world awakens, one ruled by shadows and silence. Night is the true domain of Africa's most enigmatic predators, the lion and the leopard. Under the cloak of darkness, their senses sharpen and their secret lives unfold. For lions, the night is a time of power. Their eyes, equipped with a reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum, glow in the moonlight and gather every available photon, turning pitch-black darkness into a landscape of subtle shapes and movement. Their roars, carrying for miles across the cool night air, serve as both a warning to rivals and a beacon to pride members scattered across the plains. Stealth gives way to strategy. Lionesses, the pride's hunters, move in silent formation, melting into the tall grass. They communicate with barely perceptible gestures and low grunts. Every movement is calculated, every rustle of the wind weighed against the sound of potential prey, wildebeest, zebra, or buffalo dimly outlined in the starlight. A well-timed ambush can mean the difference between feast and famine. Leopards, solitary and elusive, become even more mysterious after sunset. Their world is one of verticality and silence. With padded feet and unrivaled agility, they prowl the undergrowth or ascend into the branches of ancient acacia trees. Their spotted coats melt into dappled shadows, making them almost invisible to the untrained eye. The leopard's senses are finely tuned for nocturnal life. Their acute hearing picks up the faintest rustle of a rodent or the flutter of a bird's wing. Their whiskers sense air currents guiding them through the darkness. With a sudden burst of speed, they strike, swift, precise, and deadly. A successful hunt is quickly hoisted into the safety of the treetops, away from scavengers and the ever-watchful eyes of lions. Yet the night is not solely a time for hunting. For lions, it is also a time for bonding. Prides gather to groom, reinforce alliances, and nurture cubs. Soft purrs and gentle nuzzles are exchanged beneath the stars, strengthening the social fabric that is vital for survival. For leopards, the night offers solitude and reflection. They patrol vast territories, leaving scent marks and claw scratches on tree trunks, a silent declaration of presence to any would-be intruders. As dawn approaches, the world shifts once more. Lions retreat to shaded thickets, bellies full, to rest until the heat of day passes. Leopards vanish into their hidden lairs, their night's work complete. The savanna quiets, the drama of the night giving way to the promise of another day. In the hours when most eyes are closed, the true masters of the African night reveal their extraordinary adaptations and ancient rituals. Their nocturnal realm is one of mystery, mastery, and survival, an unseen world that shapes the destinies of both predator and prey, night after night, across the endless wild. In the heart of the African wilderness, water is more precious than gold. Every river, stream, and seasonal waterhole becomes a lifeline, drawing creatures from every corner of the savanna, from the smallest antelope to the mightiest predator. For lions and leopards, these vital sources shape not just their daily routines, but the very boundaries of their existence. During the dry season, when the land cracks and the grass withers, waterholes shrink and competition intensifies. Lions, with their social structure and strength in numbers, often dominate the most reliable water sources. Prides establish territories that encompass these oases, fiercely defending them against rival groups. Roaring duels echo through the parched air, and skirmishes at dawn or dusk determine which pride will drink undisturbed. Cubs learn early that survival is entwined with control over water. Territorial victories mean safety, nourishment, and the promise of future generations. Leopards, ever the loners, adapt with stealth and cunning. Unable to challenge lions head-on, they carve out secret paths to lesser-known pools, relying on their intimate knowledge of the landscape. A single leopard may travel miles under cover of darkness, slinking through gullies and reed beds to quench its thirst unseen. Some leopards even time their visits to the water's edge with precision, arriving in the hush of pre-dawn or the deepest shadows of night, minimizing the risk of confrontation. Yet, the presence of water brings danger as well as life. Crocodiles lurk, and the scent trails left behind can betray a predator's presence to rivals or prey. Both lions and leopards have evolved remarkable adaptations. Lions can go without water for days, drawing moisture from the blood of their kills, while leopards climb trees to rest and observe, keeping a silent vigil over the comings and goings at the water's edge. Waterholes are more than just places to drink. They are stages for drama, negotiation, and survival. Here, the fates of prides and solitary hunters are decided, and the delicate balance of the savanna is maintained. In the relentless rhythm of drought and rain, the quest for water shapes every life, every territory, every silent step taken beneath the African sky. The African savanna, a timeless landscape sculpted by seasons, is now facing an unprecedented challenge: climate change. As global temperatures rise and rainfall patterns become increasingly erratic, the delicate balance that sustains life on these plains is being pushed to the brink. For lions and leopards, the shifting climate is more than a distant threat. It is a daily reality. Extended droughts parch the land, turning lush grasslands into barren dust bowls. Rivers that once flowed year-round now vanish for months at a time, and waterholes shrink to muddy puddles or disappear altogether. Prey animals, unable to find food or water, migrate further and faster, leaving predators with vast, empty territories. Lions, whose prides depend on the abundance of prey and reliable water sources, are forced to roam farther, often clashing with neighboring groups in desperate bids for survival. The social bonds that hold prides together can fray under the strain, as hunger and thirst drive members to take greater risks. Cubs, already vulnerable, face even steeper odds. Many will not survive their first year. Leopards, masters of adaptation, find their secret pathways altered by fire and flood. Trees they once used for shelter and vantage points are lost to wildfires or felled by storms. With fewer hiding places and scarcer prey, they must rely even more on stealth and ingenuity. Some leopards are pushed into unfamiliar territories, where they encounter new dangers and unfamiliar rivals. As climate change accelerates, old survival strategies are tested. Both lions and leopards must become pioneers, learning to hunt new prey, traverse unfamiliar landscapes, and adapt to a world where the old rhythms no longer apply. The future of these iconic predators and the entire savanna ecosystem depends on their resilience and the fragile hope that nature can endure even as the rules are rewritten. In the shadow of a changing climate, every day is a test of endurance. The story of the savanna is entering a new chapter, one where adaptation, innovation, and the will to survive will determine the fate of its greatest hunters. In the heart of the savanna, new life begins in the most secretive of places, deep within the tangled embrace of tall grasses or the cool shade of a rocky outcrop. Here, lionesses and leopard mothers create hidden nurseries, shielded from prying eyes and prowling danger. It is in these sanctuaries that the next generation takes its first breath. For a lioness, the birth of her cubs is a moment of both joy and vigilance. She separates from her pride, choosing seclusion to ensure her vulnerable young remain undetected by predators and rival males. The cubs, born blind and helpless, rely entirely on their mother's warmth, milk, and protection. For the first few weeks, she rarely leaves their side, only venturing out under the cover of darkness to hunt, returning swiftly to nurse and groom her brood. Each day, she moves them to new hiding spots, carrying them gently in her jaws to evade the ever-present threats of hyenas, jackals, or even other lions. Leopard mothers, solitary by nature, are even more elusive. They select dens in hollowed trees, dense thickets or rocky crevices where their cubs can remain hidden from the world. The first weeks are spent in near silence, the cubs' mottled coats blending seamlessly with dappled sunlight and shadow. A leopardess provides not only nourishment, but also the first lessons in stealth, teaching her young to freeze at the slightest hint of danger, to move soundlessly, and to vanish into the undergrowth with a flick of a tail. Survival in these early stages is a fragile hope. Starvation, predation, and the elements claim many lives before cubs ever glimpse the wider world. Lion cubs, once old enough, are introduced to the pride, a moment of risk and reward. Acceptance means protection and shared meals, but rejection or the arrival of new males can be fatal. For leopards, each outing with their mother is a lesson in independence, climbing trees, stalking insects, and making their first clumsy attempts at hunting. As weeks become months, the cubs grow bolder. Play becomes practice for survival. Pouncing, wrestling, and stalking hone the skills that will one day make them hunters. Yet the dangers never fade. A sudden storm can flood a den. A hungry hyena can find an unguarded cub. Every day survived is a testament to the mother's devotion and the cub's resilience. The journey from helpless newborn to fledgling hunter is fraught with peril. But for those who endure, the Savanna offers a world of opportunity, a stage set for the next chapter in the ancient drama of predator and prey. In the quiet hours before dawn, as a lioness nuzzles her sleeping cubs, or a leopardess grooms her drowsy young, the future of the Savanna takes its first uncertain steps into the wild. Across the vast expanse of the Savanna, a silent struggle unfolds, a delicate balance between rivalry and reluctant tolerance. Here, lions, leopards, hyenas, and wild dogs share a territory shaped by opportunity and fraught with peril. Each predator brings its own strengths, strategies, and social structures to the endless contest for survival. Lions, the undisputed heavyweights, rely on strength and numbers. Their prides dominate prime hunting grounds, often driving lesser predators to the fringes. Yet even the king of beasts must remain vigilant. Hyenas, notorious scavengers and formidable hunters in their own right, patrol the boundaries, watching for any sign of weakness. When a lion pride brings down a buffalo or zebra, the raucous laughter of hyenas signals the beginning of a high-stakes standoff. Sometimes hyenas outnumber and outmaneuver the lions, snatching away hard-earned kills. Other times, the lions retaliate with brute force, sending the interlopers fleeing. Leopards, ever the solitary tacticians, avoid direct confrontation through stealth. They hunt under cover of darkness or in dense thickets, hauling their prey high into the branches to keep it safe from both lion and hyena. Yet the scent of a fresh kill rarely goes unnoticed. A single misstep, a forgotten bone, a careless movement can betray a leopard's secret, drawing in opportunistic rivals. The leopard must then choose, risk a fight, or surrender its prize to the persistent hyenas below. Wild dogs, masters of endurance and cooperation, rely on teamwork and speed. Their hunts are relentless chases, coordinated across open plains, but even their efficiency cannot guarantee safety. A pack's success draws attention, and lions or hyenas may arrive to steal the spoils, forcing the dogs to retreat and regroup. Despite this, wild dogs persist, adapting their routes and timing to stay one step ahead of their competitors. Yet, amid the fierce competition, moments of uneasy coexistence emerge. Each species carves out its niche, exploiting resources in ways only they can. The savanna's abundance ebbs and flows with the seasons, and in lean times boundaries blur. A pride of lions may ignore distant hyenas at a waterhole, conserving energy for the hunt. A leopard may slip through the shadows as wild dogs pass nearby, both seeking prey, neither willing to risk a costly conflict. This perpetual dance of confrontation, avoidance, and occasional tolerance shapes the destiny of every predator on the savanna. It is a testament to the adaptability and resilience of these remarkable animals, each playing its part in the intricate web of life. In the end, survival depends not just on strength or cunning, but on the ability to navigate a world where rivals are never far away, and coexistence is as vital as competition. In the golden grasslands of the Savanna, the art of survival is often written in shadows and silence. For both lions and leopards, every hunt begins long before the chase, a patient game of invisibility, strategy, and anticipation. Lions with their tawny coats blend seamlessly into the tall, sun-bleached grasses. Whether stalking a lone antelope or a herd of buffalo, their approach is calculated. Flattening themselves against the earth, they move as one, inching forward with practiced precision. The slightest rustle or misplaced paw could betray their presence, so each movement is measured, each breath controlled. Only when the distance is right, close enough for a burst of speed, yet far enough to remain unseen, do they erupt from cover, unleashing the raw power that defines their hunts. Leopards, masters of stealth, take concealment to another level. Their rosette-patterned fur breaks up their outline in dappled light, making them nearly invisible against the speckled shade of acacia trees or rocky outcrops. Unlike the communal hunts of lions, leopards are solitary stalkers, relying on silence and patience. They glide through the underbrush, pausing for long minutes as they watch their quarry. When the moment is right, a leopard's ambush is swift and precise, a single leap, a sudden strike, often from above or behind, catching prey completely off guard. Both predators rely on more than just strength. They depend on the ability to disappear, to become part of the landscape itself. This mastery of camouflage and ambush gives them a vital edge in a world where every meal is hard won, and every mistake could mean starvation. On the Savanna, the difference between hunter and hunted is often measured in heartbeats, and in the silent, unseen moments when the masters of concealment hold their breath, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Across the vast expanse of the Savanna, an ancient rhythm governs all life, the seasonal migration of prey. With the onset of rains, immense herds of wildebeest, zebra, and gazelle surge across the plains, driven by the promise of fresh grass and life-sustaining water. This annual pilgrimage is a spectacle of survival, a relentless journey that shapes the destiny of predator and prey alike. For lions, these migrations present both opportunity and challenge. As prey moves en masse, prides must become more mobile, tracking the shifting tides of hoofbeats. Lions adapt by expanding their territories, often traveling great distances to intercept the herds at river crossings or bottleneck passages. During these times, their hunts become bolder, with coordinated ambushes targeting the weakest and most vulnerable members of the migrating herds. The abundance of prey brings a season of plenty, yet it demands new strategies, as the chaos and numbers of prey can make a single, well-timed strike the difference between a feast and a missed chance. Leopards, ever the solitary hunters, face a different puzzle. The sudden influx of prey offers a bounty, but also increases competition and the risk of detection. Leopards adjust by exploiting the margins, hunting during the quieter hours of dawn and dusk, and targeting young or isolated animals that stray from the main herds. Their adaptability shines as they shift their territories along riverine forests and rocky escarpments, using the cover of dense vegetation to remain unseen amidst the commotion. As the dry season returns and the herds move onward, both lions and leopards must adapt once again. The land grows harsher and prey becomes scarce. Now every hunt is a test of patience and precision, the predators relying on their deep knowledge of the land and the patterns of migration etched into their very instincts. In this ever-changing landscape, the dance between predator and prey is a story of adaptation and resilience. The Great Migration is more than a movement of animals. It is the heartbeat of the Savanna, a testament to the relentless drive for survival, and a powerful reminder that in nature, every season brings both challenge and opportunity. In the relentless world of the savanna, strength and cunning are the currencies of survival. Yet not all lions and leopards move with the same vigor as the prime of their kind. For the old, the injured, and the solitary, every day is a battle against mounting odds. An aging lion, once a formidable force, now finds his power waning. No longer able to keep pace with the pride or defend his hard-won territory, he drifts to the fringes. Alone, he faces hunger and the constant threat of younger rivals. Each hunt demands more effort, and every meal is hard-fought, often scavenged from the remains of others or stolen in desperate bursts of courage. For injured predators, even the smallest wound can spell disaster. A torn muscle or broken bone means the difference between a successful ambush and an empty belly. In the harsh reality of the wild, there is little room for recovery. Injury often isolates, forcing lions and leopards to rely on stealth and patience, targeting only the weakest prey to conserve precious energy. Solitary leopards, masters of secrecy, face their own trials. Without the support of kin, they must be ever watchful, their senses sharp for both opportunity and danger. Encounters with stronger predators or territorial rivals can be fatal, and the challenge of defending a territory alone grows ever more daunting with age or injury. Yet, it is in these moments of vulnerability that the true resilience of these predators is revealed. Some adapt by becoming nocturnal, avoiding competition and striking under cover of darkness. Others shrink their territories, focusing on smaller prey or scavenging to survive another day. In the end, the fate of the old, the injured, and the solitary is uncertain, a stark reminder of nature's unforgiving balance. Their struggles, though often unseen, are woven into the fabric of the savanna. Here, survival is not guaranteed by strength alone, but by the relentless will to endure against all odds. Across the endless grasslands, where every shadow could mean danger or opportunity, invisible boundaries shape the daily lives of lions and leopards. These are not lines drawn on the earth, but borders written in scent, a silent language that governs the vast, wild savanna. For lions, territory is everything. A pride's domain is fiercely defended, not only with roars and displays of strength, but also through the ritual of scent marking. Males patrol the edges, rubbing their faces and bodies against trees, rocks, and the ground. With each puss they leave behind a potent signal, a message to rivals that this land is claimed and trespass comes at a cost. Females, too, mark their paths, weaving a tapestry of scents that bind the pride together and warn outsiders away. Leopards, solitary by nature, rely even more on these invisible cues. Each leopard's territory is carefully mapped out, its boundaries refreshed daily with scent glands and urine. A scrape of the paw, a rub against a tree, a spray on the tall grass. Each mark a silent declaration. I am here. These scents carry vital information, revealing the age, sex, and even the mood of the animal that left them. For leopards, reading these signs is a matter of survival, helping them avoid dangerous encounters or find potential mates. Communication through scent goes beyond mere boundaries. It is how mothers find their cubs, how males signal readiness to defend or challenge, and how old rivals gauge the weakening presence of an aging owner. Even in the stillness of night, when the savanna seems silent, the air is alive with messages drifting on the wind. In a world where open conflict is costly, scent marking offers a way to negotiate peace, claim resources, and maintain order. It is the unseen web that holds the wild together, subtle, persistent, and vital. Through this ancient language, lions and leopards navigate a landscape as much defined by smell as by sight, each step guided by the stories carried on the breeze. Across the savanna, life is woven from the threads of grass, bush, and ancient trees, a living tapestry that sustains both predators and prey. For lions and leopards, the local flora is more than a backdrop. It is the foundation of their survival. Tall golden grasses ripple in the wind, offering concealment for stalking lions. Moving low and silent, they merge with the landscape, invisible to the vigilant eyes of antelope and zebra. Each blade of grass is a shield, masking the pride's approach until the final explosive chase. During the dry season, when the grass withers and thins, lions must adapt, relying on teamwork and the cover of darkness to compensate for the loss of camouflage. Leopards, solitary and elusive, forge a different relationship with the vegetation. Dense thickets and tangled acacia groves become their sanctuaries, places to rest, to raise cubs, and to stash their kills away from scavengers. A single tree can mean the difference between feast and famine. With powerful limbs, leopards haul prey high into the branches, safe from hyenas and lions below. These arboreal larders are only possible because the savanna's trees offer both elevation and concealment. Flora also shapes the hunting strategies of these great cats. In the rainy season, when grasses grow waist-high and wildflowers bloom, prey is plentiful but harder to ambush. Lions spread out, using the shifting patterns of light and shadow beneath the trees to their advantage. Leopards become even more patient, waiting for hours in the fork of a fig tree or behind a stand of thorn bush, blending seamlessly with mottled bark and dappled sunlight. But the relationship is not one-sided. The presence of lions and leopards influences the very growth of the savanna. By keeping herbivore populations in check, these predators prevent overgrazing, allowing grasses and shrubs to regenerate. This delicate balance ensures that the land remains fertile, supporting the endless cycle of life. In every hunt, every chase, every silent step, the local flora shapes the destiny of lions and leopards. The savanna is not just their stage, it is their partner, protector, and provider. Here, survival is a collaboration between predator and plant, a testament to the interconnectedness of all living things.